This is the Breaking Chains podcast, but just me, kinda, right? Chasti's getting prepared, obviously, for our baby boy. Any day now, quite honestly, any moment. She's doing incredible. She's honestly is just a true queen, super powerful and willing to do whatever it takes to get the job done, and then be rather loving throughout the process too. So. She'll be back soon. She'll be back soon. One of the big things that I've been thinking about and really been focused on definitely over the last year has been limiting beliefs. Now, for me, myself, I've always felt unlimited, meaning like the mind can get you anything that you want. But that seemed like it was based off of me, like my own, like how much could I do? How many hours could I work? What could I make happen? And as you start to hit a lot more challenges in life, it starts to become like, wow, I can't do it all. Where do I go from here? And it's not until you feel the pain, intense pain and struggle on your journey at certain uncomfortable and unknown moments where you just working unlimited hours, just really easily getting the job done, that you start to question more stuff in life when it comes to limiting beliefs. Often we see and feel success, but yet we're able to see manifested in front of us the success that we've sown over the years. But sometimes we don't see the fear that we've also had at the same time that has limited us to a higher vision or a higher possibility of what we could attain. And what I mean by attain is not just material goods. It's also, how do I want to feel on a day-to-day basis? Like, what type of family do I want? What type of friends do I want? What type of environment do I want? What type of health do I want? What type of wisdom do I want to experience? Like, how do I want to feel on a day-to-day basis? Can I change my perspective from negative to positive? Like, limiting beliefs, they limit our options, but you don't see that until you hit a roadblock where there's nowhere else to go and you're forced to look at all of those limiting beliefs that are running in your unconscious mind. You might have been able to overcome them with some level of success previously, but as the challenges grow, it gets harder and harder. And when this moment hits you in life, when you are forced to look at that because life has taken a turn that looks downward, a downward spiral, that's a moment that you should have gratitude for your journey. Because when it looks like life is being flipped upside down, it's because the reality is showing you the base that you have built from was never a strong foundation, and that you must rebuild your foundation. You must take a step back for a moment in order to go to new heights. And although it might be a tough journey, it's a vital part of the process. And you must allow this process to take place. So when it comes to limiting beliefs, for me, it's a matter of looking at my reactions to everything that takes place. Let me give you an example in terms of business. If for a moment, I believe I want to make another investment in my business, and then at that same moment, I'm hit with do I have enough to do that? My question is, who created that limited, do I have enough? And where does enough come from? Who said what equals enough? Do I trust in this investment working out? Or do I not trust in this investment? Am I more caught up in the possibilities moving forward? Or am I caught up in the fear of making a mistake and losing and failing? I think all of our reactions based off of a specific experience that we're having right now determine to us our true beliefs about everything. And now, when I say true, it's just a belief that you might have been conditioned to have, because I personally believe that we aren't born with conditioning. We are born absolutely pure spirit, curiosity, willing to try things, right? Remember being a kid, willing to jump off of here, jump off of there, like play with this, play with that. Think about, Mom, I want to be an astronaut. Mom, I want to be a firefighter. Like, and every week you changed it because there was no limit. And then as you get older, the limits start kicking in, right? You ask your parents for something and they're like, what do you think, boy? You think money grows on trees? And you're like, oh, what's this money thing? And then all of a sudden you see your parents struggling with money. And then you see your parents arguing about money. And you see fights about money. And you see stresses about money. And then that fear is transferred from your parents and your family and society to you. And now you have the fear of money. And you don't even realize it. Because from ages 0 to 7, you're programmed. Your mind's in theta state. You're picking up all of this information and data from your environment. And you don't even know it. But one day you'll be faced to see it. And the goal of this is to help you, when that time comes, to help you overcome it. Because it's not our beliefs. It's the beliefs that have been handed down to us generation to generation. And it's time right now for us to break these beliefs, break these generational curses, and transform our lives and the lives of our children and all future generations. So money is just one limited belief, and it's a tough one because it's everywhere, completely part of this matrix, if you will. Other limiting beliefs, am I good enough? Right? Like, how did that come about? Or approval. But if we really think about, am I good enough? Why is that? Maybe it's because many of our parents or family members or school teachers or caregivers in general, we were never good enough, right? We made a mistake and we got told this. We got spanked. We got hit. When we made mistakes, it wasn't okay to make a mistake. So why are we scared of failure? Because that's what was conditioned into us, that we're not supposed to try unless we get things right. So then we don't try new things because we're scared that we're going to fail or make a mistake. So when you really think about everything that you're going through, any pain or limited beliefs that you have, first of all, you got to give yourself a level of compassion and space, because they're not your thoughts. The problem is that until you are able to bring conscious awareness to these thoughts that are going on in the back of your head, there's nothing actually you can do about it. It's almost like it's a computer algorithm going through habitually every moment. That same program is playing as an automated response. The only way to stop it is to see that this way of thinking habitually is the cause of it. Now, you probably might question, why is that cause there? Well, the cause comes down from the conditioning that you received. So when you think about this, you have to give yourself the space and the compassion to work yourself out of this. And first, when you see it, it's probably not going to go away. Seeing it is only the beginning of the process. Now, the next part is removing the energy from it. It's removing your attention from it. The only reason it's there is because you have identified with it through the conditioning that you received. So because it's not yours and you no longer need to hold this, you need to remove your identification from it. You need to remove your attention from it. You need to remove your energy from it. So as those thoughts pop up again, when you're going through new experiences, you have to watch them come up and almost non-react. Almost like I see you. I see you coming up right now. And when you can sit in that space of being aware of those self-limiting beliefs that have been put inside you, that's your first step at conquering them, overcoming them, and living a new life at some degree. I believe that all limiting beliefs are bad for the sake that they're not your beliefs. They're somebody else's beliefs. And therefore, you end up spending a lot of time trying to better understand yourself. And I'm not here to say that we can ever know ourselves, right? We're forever changing. Not too long ago, I was a baby. Then I was 10 years old, then 30 years old, then 40 years old, 41 years old now. And every aspect of my life, I changed, right? This body changes, the way that it looks, the way that it feels. So we're consistently changing. But I think that having somebody else's limiting beliefs inside you, it's never a great thing. I think the discovery to yourself, you know what? I take this back. It's all a natural part of your journey. Sometimes I think about the pain of overcoming and transcending certain things. And then I think about, like, what if I didn't have those challenges? What would I do? Who would I be? Why am I here? So I no longer say like that something's right or wrong. I say that it's just part of everybody's unique journey. Whatever limiting beliefs I received, whatever limiting beliefs that you received, it's part of our unique journey. And there is no comparison. Our lives are completely different, but intertwined in a way, but yet our experiences are uniquely different. And yet it all has to be appreciated for the role that it plays in our development and growth. Like, what if you're here to learn a specific lesson? What if I'm here to learn a different lesson? I can't have the same life that you had. And you can't have the same life that I had. Because we're here for different lessons. To be aware of them. And to be okay with them. Being there. Because before, they were there, but you didn't see them. And now they're there, but you see them. And once you see them, you can transcend them. It just might take some time. But you should have the utmost gratitude for being aware of them. Because for the last 10, 20, 30 years of your life, you didn't know they existed. So it's a gift it's a grace of God that somehow you saw this limiting belief. And you know what that starts? A chain reaction like dominoes. When your awareness gets to a point that you see one, you start to see 2, 5, 10, 50. And at that moment in time, you're getting ready and you're transforming into a completely different life. So have gratitude that you have become aware. That's it. The rest will naturally be somewhat of a morphing or metamorphosis process that naturally your psyche will go under. As long as you can sit there with those thoughts and observe. One other thing that I would highly recommend is observing from an indifferent perspective. It's not a good thing or a bad thing. It just is what it is. It's an experience. Don't be upset about the past of having it. Don't be like, oh, I wish I could have 10 years ago had this. No, that wasn't part of your journey. That wasn't God's plan. Everything in divine timing. So, but now you can completely compare and contrast all the years of suffering with this incredible moment of grace. Wow, I can see it. And once you see it, you should already know that you're free from it. Even if you still feel the ongoing baggage of it until it completely dissolves, not by you. It will never dissolve by you. It's going to only dissolve on its own because you stopped giving it attention and the energy that it once took from you. One of the biggest reasons that breaking chains is near and dear to my heart is because part of my journey is to share my experiences as openly and as authentic as I can, as to maybe them helping somebody else out there get over their own pain and suffering. And pain and suffering comes in many ways. It can be anxiety, it could be depression, it could be workaholism, it could be addictions, it could be just feeling unworthy. It could be scared to speak up. It could be feeling all of these things that come with our conditioning. And my goal is to just really share with everybody how similar we all are, and that each one of our journeys is absolutely unique, but that there's something in all of our journeys that can help each other. So breaking chains is about really getting ready for the new earth for all of us, to live the life that we came here to live. And in order to do that, we must change ourselves from the inside out. So many years of wanting to change the outside, thinking that's going to change the inside. I think we can all resonate for the most part that changing the outside never seemed to work. But as soon as we started to change the inside, have more value for ourselves, more love for ourselves, more appreciation for ourselves, seeing different options that we can take and move forward to, different avenues we can take in our life, different experiences that we wanted to give our families or our friends that maybe we didn't receive when we were younger. Those options, it's worth fighting for. It's worth fighting for. I believe we all deserve an incredible life. And although it may not be easy, it's well worth it at the end. And I think together, as we share our stories, we're able to come together as a very strong and united community, full of love and compassion and understanding. It's not about having sympathy for where people are at. It's having empathy for their journey. Because I feel like sympathy in itself, it's taken away your power. Empathy is an understanding. I get you. I get you. Now let's do something about it. So let's take action. Let's be still. And let's be aware. Let's be aware of our habits. Let's be aware of our reactions. And let's be aware of our life. One last thing. If for a moment you took the thought process that everything that has happened in your life was a necessary thing, a necessary experience that you had to go through in order to be the best version of yourself, that this universe planned the most amazing journey of trials and tribulations and transcendence and overcomes and failures and successes to mold you into the person you were destined to be, how would you look at your journey then? You would have nothing but gratitude for how far you've come and so much appreciation for where you're going. So, if you guys have any questions, comments, want to ask me a question about anything, want some additional insights, feel free to reach out, comment below, share any of your stories, and please follow us at the Breaking Chains podcast. Please like and share with your friends and family if you think any of this information resonates and can be helpful to them. Thank you guys for your time, and I love you all. See you soon.